So here li dot size is 5, 1 2 3 4 5, but the index will start from 0. Okay, so li of 0, this li of 0, li of 1, li of 2, li of 3, li of 4. There is no li of 5, but we are asking to get the li of 5 as well. Okay, let me just comment the other one and uncomment the list method and try to run this one. I mean, now I saved it, but this time I don't know. There are I mean I wrote the code, but I don't know. This will throw an exception, but while running it, I mean, so that we'll not call this as a compile time. So while running it, you'll see an error saying that array index out of bounds, because this is array, right? Array list. So you see index out of bounds exception. So index 5, there is only 0 1 2 3 4 indexes. There is no fifth index, but you are asking to get, when I say li dot size, it is 5. So when you say I less than or equal to, you'll get what you have to say, I less than. So now you will not get an error. You will just get the values. Okay. So this is called array index out of bounds exception. Okay, and null pointer. Null pointer is something like when you declare a string str equal to null. Okay, and you say str dot substring of 1 comma, let me just tell you what is this. Okay, so suppose I have a string which is Ramesh. Okay, so what I'm saying, I'm just system dot out dot print ln. So what I'm doing here, I have a string called Ramesh, so I'm just doing substring. When I say 1 2 3, I'm saying just print 1 2 3. This is the starting index and this is the last index 1 and index 3. This is the starting beginning index and end index. Okay, when I suppose run this one, what it will print. Okay, let me just run this one. You see, it will print, I mean, it will give you the substring. See, it is given am because it will start from 0. R is in 0 position, A 1 position, second, third, fourth, fifth position. So 1 2 3 means 1, and 2 3, the last one it will not take, so it will just give 3 minus 1 2, right? It will just give am. Okay, suppose, I mean, this string handling you will be having in another class, but how do you handle your strings? Because sometimes you will have the big message will be displayed in your application, in your web page, but you want to make sure that there is a small part, I mean, small text is there in that message or not. So in those cases, you will just use this. You will get entire string, but you will check a specific small part of another text is there in that. I mean, this is string handling, but you'll know that later. Substring, index, there are many things, but now I just put null. Null means there is nothing, so I'm just declaring a string with null. Null means string is having nothing. So now when I don't have anything, I'm just trying to substring. So it is a null pointer exception. It's because the string is null, so I cannot substring. I don't have anything. If I have some value, if I have some value, then I can do that substring. I mean, I can split that string into whatever you ask. But if I don't have anything, if I have null, null means nothing. This is the null is the keyword in Java. If you declare something is null, it means that string has nothing. So if it is if there is nothing, then how can you ask for substring? So that will say null pointer exception. So this null pointer exception is also runtime exception. While writing your code, you don't know. Only while executing, you'll know this. Okay, so it's like that basically. Um, okay. Okay, and there are something called exception handling. Okay, I mean this is also like compile time and runtime and check text. These are exceptions. But if suppose some exception, this null pointer exception comes, okay, this will Java will just give null pointer exception. But if you want to give your own message, you don't want to stop your application. When null pointer exception comes, you don't want to stop your code here. You wanted to proceed. Basically, when null pointer exception comes in this line, if there are another lines, those will not be executed. Okay, but sometimes even if there is null pointer exception, you can ignore that. You wanted to run other code. So in those cases, you will put your code in the try block, and the catch block you will say null pointer exception. Okay, then you will write here in the catch. You will write uh, system.out.println or some message. If you want to write your own message, you can write that. Okay, I mean this is how you have something called try catch block. All your code has to written in try block. In Java, every code that you write, it has to be in the try block, and there should be a following a catch block which will catch if there are exception, if there is any exception. And you can but I'll tell you in tomorrow class, because this exception handling will take some time, and because there is something I have to cover all try catch throws finally. Okay, so the concept is like whatever code you write, it has to be in the try block, so that if any exception comes, you'll know it better, and you can write your own user defined message, so that instead of giving this null point exception, you can clearly write the I mean null point exception has come because of these reasons, or maybe I mean your own message you can write it, java instead of Java throwing an error like this, you can write your own exception. Okay, so and there is something called finally throws. Okay, these throws, these two are the keywords which will I mean user can define his own exception. Instead of the Java giving exception, he can give his own exception. But I'll show you on tomorrow's class what is try catch throws and finally how do you do your exception handling in Java. How do you write your code in try catch, and how do you uh, yeah, you handle that exceptions in Java. Okay, just for today's, you just wanted to understand like there is something, some exceptions, compile time and runtime. Compile time will be exceptions which will come while writing your code while saving, but runtime exceptions which will come while executing it. Okay, and different kind of exceptions like null pointer, array index, out of bounds, and arithmetic, those will comes under runtime. And syntax errors, these things will come under compile time. This is compile time exception basically. This syntax error, right? You have to put a colon. If you don't put colon, So this is an exception which is compile time, syntax error. So this we call as a compile time exception. Okay, and how do you write your code in try block, and how it will catch in catch block, and what is this three? We'll see in tomorrow's class. And tomorrow we'll end up the Java, and we'll start the Selenium. Okay, I mean Java is a huge ocean, but you don't need entire thing in Java. So you have to know only the concepts which you use for your automation. So we learn only those things in Java. Okay. So any questions? Guys have?
No, I'm good.
Good, right? Okay. Yeah. Then we'll end the class today here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. I don't think so I can join the class tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah, I'm not available.
Okay. Then we'll have the class on Monday.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks. Bye.
you.
Bye. Have a nice
Have a good
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah. You too. Bye.
You. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.